on to our speakers. Our first speaker today is Mr. Adil Sumariwala, who has been introduced to you as the Working President of Athletics Federation of India. During our talks with him, one thing that Mr. Adil promised us was that he's going to ensure that tonight's conference is not going to be just about cricket. So, in addition to his responsibility at the AFI, he is the MD at Clear Channel Mudra. He was previously the CEO of the Asian Age, and best of all, he holds an executive MBA, good for us, from the Asian Institute of Management, Manila. To add to the dimensions of his personality, he is also a world-class athlete and is 11 times national sprint champion for the 100 meters race. He is also an Arjuna awardee, and he received his award in the year 1985. Let me welcome Mr. Adil on stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm proud. Okay. Reverend Father George, the Dean, members, faculty, friends. I got a call last week, and this is how XLR actually calls you. Next, they said, we want you to come for a panel discussion. So I said, yeah, I'll come for a panel discussion. I said, I'm not going to prepare a speech because I don't have the time, because to talk to a crowd like this, which is so distinguished, you need facts, you need hard data, you need to do homework, you need a PowerPoint presentation. He said, no, sir, nothing. Just panel discussion. So I said, fine. So I will be there, because I've been traveling the whole week. Then, along with my ticket, I get an innocuous mail saying, we'd love you to speak for 10-15 minutes, ex-tempo, on promotion of athletics in India and the role of corporates. I said, very good. So you finally called me into speaking. Good lesson in management. So I thought I'm going to take some revenge on you guys now. And I'm going to start asking you guys a few questions to put things into perspective about the sporting scenario, etc. Does anybody know how many medals you won at the Commonwealth Games in Delhi? Oh, hands up fast. Yeah, 101. Melbourne Commonwealth Games? 49. Do you know how many medals athletics won at the Commonwealth Games 2010? No? How will you know? You only know cricket scores. Who scored what, where? Not your fault. We won 12 medals. Do you know how many medals India won before this Commonwealth Games? Right from 1958 to 2006. No. 9 medals. And in these games, we won 12 medals. I'm trying to put things into perspective for you people to understand. In 2007-2008, Sports Authority of India spent 17 crores on coaching Indian teams. And that's the data I got from his report. I hope it's right.
It must be results.
In 2008-2009, they spent 71 crores. And 2009-2010, they spent 209.72 crores to prepare the Indian team for the Commonwealth Games. What does this show? Simply shows that if you can support our athletes, our sports persons, we can be world beaters. While we have a lot of issues, I think money is one of the biggest issues. Do you know Sania Mirza's latest ranking? Or what was her best ranking? Do you know her best ranking? Hands up. This is what you do in class. Okay, hands up. Yeah? 32. Do you know how many athletes have been in the top 30 in the world in the last 10 years? How many athletes have been in the top 30 in the world? in the last 10 years. Forget 1 year, the last 10 years. No. How will you? There have been over 15 athletes. Nobody knows about it. So now, let's understand, money needs to be spent. Government has spent that money. So that's one part of it. Government also has to look after many issues like starvation, poverty, sanitation, drinking water, health, infrastructure, XYZ. I think government has done its little bit. But is it sustainable? No. They've cut the sports budget back to 100 crores. They brought in 500 crores for the Commonwealth Games, brought it back to 100 crores. Out of it, 60% goes into salaries of Sports Authority of India staff. So, where is the problem and where is the solution? I think if government can't do or can't spend or has whatever limitation, I think we need to look at the corporate sector. And it's my very, very personal view that the corporate sector in this country, except maybe the Tatas and the Mittals now, Tatas for many, many years, have completely failed this country. Completely failed this country. And why do I say this? I say this simply because I don't think too many of you were born when I was young, but those were the days when the Indian corporates lobbied for protection of the home industry. They ensured that nothing foreign came in. They ensured that we drove our Fiat cars in 1975, which were modeled in 1958. They kept competition out, created monopolies, encouraged license Raj, and made tons of money. Because I think Maruti was probably the first company which really broke through to come into India, and then things started opening up since. Now these same corporates, you go to a fancy social dinner, the same corporates will ask you, why are we not winning medals at the Olympics? Hello? You have the moral right to even ask me. No, you don't. I believe that the government's job is to create sports infrastructure right from the taluk level upwards, where you give enough playgrounds to children to come and play, or to the national teams you provide them the infrastructure, the sports sciences and sports medicine to win medals. The corporates, I think, have failed to invest long-term in sport, and which would lead to me long-term in nation building. Somebody just mentioned that the overall sports marketing figures look like 2,000 crores annually. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think over 85% to 90% goes straight into cricket. And if you look at it purely from a marketing point of view, the corporates have found the easiest way out by, what do? You grab the lowest hanging fruit. And what is that? Eyeballs. What do they have with cricket? Eyeballs. Very simple mechanism that they follow is broadly 3 or maybe 4th principle of marketing to reach the target audience. First, popularity of the sport. Second, quality. Third, philanthropy, stroke passion. And fourth, maybe a government nudge, and I'll come to the government nudge a little later. The first is popularity, where most corporates would go for viewership, eyeballs, numbers. Brands just ride on numbers. And that is what corporates want. Brands which are broad-based would all go for corporates. Therefore, they would go for things like cricket, and if you just look at purely corporate view, they're completely right. Second is the quality. There are, as you all know, there are high-end brands of cars, liquor, watches, etc. What will they do? They've successfully used things like golf, tennis, the fancy clubs. These brands have a very, very small captive audience. And for these brands, you really need these brands, you need to go to the brands. These brands will not come to you. And they're very hard to reach. And quality there becomes most important. Third is philanthropy or passion. Tata's, Olympic Gold Quest, Mittal's Foundation. These are people who work very quietly below the radar. They don't want the big noises. Or when I say passion, Hero Honda Golf. I don't see what golf is going to do with Hero Honda bikes. However, Mr. Munjal's passion for the sport, he's driving it. And that is what is really working. And fourth is government push. Most of these big games like the Commonwealth Games or the Olympic Games, the government pushes. Our government did not push, we collected only 500 crores. While IPL collected $2.6 billion for a period of 10 years, which is about 1,000 crores a year. Measurement is becoming most important. TRPs, viewership, stuff like that. Again, measurement of brand exposure is becoming very important. And that is done by a company called Replicon. Generally, they're looking for multipliers of 2 or 3. Quality is very important. Why I'm saying that? How many of you watch national football on television? How many watch EPL? That's your answer. How many watch the Himalayan rally, the car rally? How many watch F1? That's the difference. So it's the quality which is becoming very important. Because today the consumer has a choice. The consumer can switch his channel. And if the quality is not, if you cannot give quality, not going to look at you. As far as athletics goes, today we are under the third group or the fourth group, which is in the range of philanthropy or government nod or government push. Unless we move up the value chain into viewership, we will never generate monies, or other sports will not generate monies. In athletics, we have identified 3 properties very clearly: the marathon and road races, the junior inter-district championships where 250 districts take part, and the national championship, the national master circuit. Again, when I come to quality, our TV partner is Doordarshan. The quality is so bad, both of the production and the commentary and stuff like that. Nobody wants to, even I don't look at my own athletic meets. So, presently what we've done is appointed ENY to look at the above properties, do a tender, do a study, do a tender, and we believe, I personally believe that this property is worth 100 crores in 5 years. Athletics, swimming and gymnastics are mother sport. If you want to become a sports person, to play any sport, you have to go through the mother sport. And that is very, very important. I believe that if the corporates want to invest in long term and create the basic foundation of a great nation, they must invest in basic mother sport. So I can tell you that with enough support, Olympic sports can win enough medals for India. We just, of course, there are socio-economic issues and other issues, but the basic thing lacking is money. Money channelized correctly, and management support from the corporates can help win us medals. Thank you.